Yo, it's your boy Dctree from Dctree-Nation.com, where we cover hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. Gregg Popovich recently admitted that he overcoached LaMarcus Aldridge, and that's why he struggled. So it got me to thinking, what other players in Spurs history has Gregg Popovich overcoached? Now, before you come at me with the pitchforks and stuff, just hear me out. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I got a lot of respect for Gregg Popovich, but there's a couple players throughout the years that he might have mishandled a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And we don't talk about it in this video. One player that I think he overcoached a little bit was Stephen Jackson. In 2003, Stephen Jackson was a budding star. He was playing real good. And on the Spurs, he was pretty much regulated to a three-point shooter. When he went to the Warriors the following year, he showed that he could be the #1 guy. He had several 50-point games, several 40-point games. He was a scoring machine. So it kind of showed that maybe Popovich wasn't using him to his potential. And ironically enough, when Stephen Jackson came back years later, almost 10 years later, Popovich kind of did the same thing again. He wasn't giving Stephen Jackson any time off the bench, really. And he even cut him that year. And that was the year the Spurs lost to the Heat in 2013. And we could have really used Stephen Jackson. So he was kind of underused then. Now, granted, I don't know the whole story. Maybe Stephen Jackson was just a maniac in practice and had to be cut. I don't know. But from the outside looking in, it looked like he was underused. It's even been some recent talk about Stephen Jackson's drug use. So that could have been a factor as well. But obviously, I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure. Okay? So before you get on me in the comments, I did mention that. Another player that was underused was DeJuan Blair. Now, he was an undersized forward that started for the Spurs in every game the last year he played for the team. And then in the playoffs, they just refused to use him. It was so odd. And again, I don't know if it was an attitude problem on Blair's part. I don't know if he was a bit of a cancer. I don't know what happened. But I don't see how you can start for the team the entire year and barely play in the playoffs. Like, I don't get that, So I don't know if Popovich overthought it or maybe Blair had a problem with the system. This next one is a big one. Richard Jefferson was definitely underused in San Antonio. Now, some of that is on Jefferson because he didn't have the skill set, the shooting skill set he should have had at this point in his career. But at the same time, the Spurs made a habit of trying to stick him in the corner and turn him into a spot-up shooter when he is a fast break type of player. And when you got Ginobili on the team, Parker on the team, these quick guards on the team, you could have used him better and made him feel more comfortable, in my opinion. Last person on the list is Manu Ginobili. And now this is a weird one because I'm not saying Manu Ginobili didn't have a successful career. I'm saying that maybe in a way, Popovich kind of did hold him back. He turned him into a sixth man. Now, granted, he's probably arguably the best sixth man ever. But when you think about Ginobili's skill set and what he was able to do, he could have been up there with the Tracy McGrady's, with the Kobe Bryant's in a sense. He could have been a headliner player. Now, his career definitely would have been shorter. He probably would have had more injuries. So you really got to pick your poison. So I don't blame Popovich at all. But you got to wonder, like, man, Ginobili could have really been a bigger star. End of the day, Popovich is a hell of a coach. He's one of the best coaches of all time, probably the best coach of all time. And he has done the best job he possibly can with players' careers. And he's done a hell of a job with Manu Ginobili's career. So this video isn't about complaining, but it's about, kind of wondering here and there what could have been different. All right, guys, that was a long one today, so I don't keep it short. Check us out at the main page, Dctree-Nation.com. Like us on Facebook, and please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, share with other Spurs fans. Put your boy on. Spurs Nation and D-Nation together. Peace.